We are continuing the As Lay Dying discography. Today we are going to review the album Frail Words Collapse, which is As Lay Dying's second studio album, which was released on July 1st, 2003 via Metal Blade Records. This album clocks in at 38 minutes and 44 seconds. And this album was recorded at Big Fish Studios. So the album starts out with 94 hours. And it starts off with the distortion that slowly fades in. And then the drums and guitars start off the song. And then you can hear Tim Lambe's screams, which is amazing. This is my personal favorite track off the album. I like the blast beats that start up before the breakdown hits. So that's one good highlight of 94 hours. The next song is Falling Upon Deaf Ears, and it starts out with this awesome guitar riff. Before you know it, you hear the blast beats once again, but they're slower. And after the blast beats, you hear this awesome breakdown with the double bass. And after that breakdown, you hear a slower breakdown, which is my favorite highlight of this particular track. And I enjoy the part in that particular breakdown when Tim Lambe's screams Frail Words Collapse, which is really cool. The third song is entitled Forever. This is the first song that introduced me to As Lay Dying. I heard the song on the radio. It was a Sunday night in the fall of 2003. And after hearing the song, I started getting into As Lay Dying's music. And this song is also on As Lay Dying's 2006 compilation, Along March the First Recordings, which is the compilation that features As Lay Dying's 2001 release, Beneath the Encasement of Ashes, which is the album I reviewed. Love the clean vocals on Forever. This song will always be a classic As Lay Dying song. And I enjoy the clean guitar melody that happens at the very end of the song. And after that, you hear the song go into this nice guitar distortion setting, and Tim Lambe's starts screaming before the guitars fade out. So that's one cool thing about the track. The next song after Forever is entitled Collision. It's a very nice song. It's very chill. It's heavy, of course. Once again, Tim screams on the song. And I love the guitar riffs that play on this track. Now the next song after that it's entitled Distance is Darkness. It starts out with these heavy blast beats. And I love the breakdown at this particular moment of the song after the blast beats hit. And then it has this like interesting mellow part. And I don't know if Tim Lambe's does the clean vocals, but whatever it is, It reminds me of Chino Moreno from Deftones. That's what I enjoyed about this particular song. Kind of has that Deftones vibe because it's really chill. And I believe that Tim Lambesis does clean vocals on this track because you could actually hear him scream right after. So it doesn't sound like someone else is doing clean vocals. It sounds like he's doing it. So he did a good job on this particular track. That's what I like about this song. Track 6 is entitled Behind Me Lies Another Fallen Soldier. This is a remake of the other version that is on the Beneath the Encasement of Ashes album. And I like both versions, but if I were to pick between this version and the Beneath the Encasement of Ashes version, I'll go with this version. It starts out with clean guitars, and all of a sudden you hear spoken word, and you hear Tim Lambesis screaming, which is really cool. The next song after that is called Undefined. It starts out with this awesome guitar riff at the beginning, and of course you hear the double bass and the drums, which is really cool. And I love the breakdown on the song too. That's one good highlight of the track. The next song after that is entitled 1,000 Steps. It starts out with guitar feedback at the beginning, and then it gets like super heavy and intense. It reminds me of the Dillinger Escape Plan because of the time signature of the drums and guitar. And overall, I like the breakdown on this track too. It's very catchy, especially the drums and the guitar. Now, the next song is entitled The Beginning. This song is actually on the Long March, the First Recordings album compilation. There's a demo of that song on there, but I enjoyed this version over the demo version that's on the Long March, the First Recordings compilation, and I enjoyed the double bass on the song as well. Once again, Tim performs the awesome screams on the song, so that's one good plus about this track. Now it gets very slow on track 10, which is called Song 10. It's very slow. It starts out with the clean guitars once again, and then it gets heavier, but it stays slow. Of course you hear Tim screaming, which is awesome. This song's not a bad track at all. It's one of my personal favorites off of Frail Collapse. The Pain of Separation is after song 10, and it starts out with Tim screaming and the drums and the guitars, and on this track you hear Tim growling, which is nice. That's one cool thing about this song. It has that death metal growl. And there's a demo version of the song on the album too. And the last song is entitled Eulogy. This is my second favorite song off of Frail Collapse, and have no issue with it. It's a good track. This is the second song I heard from Asladine besides Forever, and I love the breakdown on this song too, especially the guitar leads and the guitar riffs. So there you go. That's a review of Frail Words Collapse by Asladine. If I had to give this song a rating, it's going to get a 10 out of 10. Have no issues with it. It's a good album, classic Asladine album. Below I'll post a link to Spotify where you can listen to the album, and comment below and let me know what you thought of this album. And yeah, this album gets a 10 out of 10. Stick around because I'm going to review Asladine's third album, Shadows Are Security.